Here we are. It is time. Down here in the bottom left-hand corner of Antigua Shipyard, we have from Isurus Gaming, winner of game number 1, kind of in a ridiculous fashion, is is.MuRiLa. He's our green Zerg player. His opponent in the top right-hand corner of the map from LighT, one of their newest players, it is SeoHeyun, our red Terran player. Good luck. Awesome Zerg.
Awesome Zerg. I wish. So do we know what means in any context?
I don't. I apologize. And like I said,
isn't it star? Like NS Hosea is new. No, it's new star Hosea, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe not.
Yeah, and I apologize. And like I said, I could be wrong on my pronunciation. I apologize if I am, but that's what I was told. So because I've always pronounced it NS Hosea. So
well, I know
anyway.
Hyun basically means elder or brother, sort of. So I'm wondering if this is like part of his name, or if it's because Hyun is also a name. It's a pretty common actual Korean name as well. So. I'm not sure what his name means. I want to know. Anyway, MuRiLa, I have no idea what that means. I'm not even going to guess. Isurus does mean, it's Latin for a genus of shark.
That's right.
So that's why their logo is that sweet shark. If you check out the Team Liquid thread, you can see it.
But Shark Week is done now, so it's not as cool, I suppose. I actually didn't watch anything related to Shark Week this week. I remember in middle school that was the best week of the year, but...
You watched Isurus versus Rip Z's. That was the best Shark Week programming available.
Good luck, have fun, Rip Z's. No BM, please.
No BM, please. Please, no BM.
And there was plenty of BM, but, you know.
There were some manor mules.
That's a fact.
Good manor mules, though, not bad manor mules.
That's right. Yes, GM mules. So this is going to be a 1x Castle's fast expand for SeoHeyun if he doesn't completely throw us off guard. MuRiLa, of course, going for a hatchery first, and we'll see what he wants to follow this up with. We've seen some players, even on this map, go for that 3 hatch before pool. A little bit harder to pull off, especially with the fact that there is a barracks already up now. But maybe he'll decide to go for it. No, it is going to be a 17 pool, pretty normal time.
All right, so I'm expecting Hellions out of a Terran player on this map, no matter what, just because it's so common, and there's a very wide ramp leading into the natural to be able to try and get in there and fry some drones. So usually it's kind of a staple on this map. Sometimes it leads into mech play, sometimes it leads into just Banshees that harass, because there's basically a lot of coverage that a Zerg player needs to cover to avoid being killed off by Banshees in the early game here on Antigua.
Yeah, so, all right, well, let's go ahead and take a look at where things stand. And, you know, I mean, it's at this stage of the game when things are developing into a pretty normal TVC. I mean, not a lot to report. It looks like MuRiLa may be thinking about another quick third again, but at the very least, he is going to go for a very, very heavy queen build. He decided to bypass gas, so that 4-6 queen build, especially on Antigua Shipyard when it's not the longest walk distance from natural to natural, you can actually spread creep through the middle of the map just incredibly quickly.
That's true. It doesn't take, but I think 2 tumors, maybe 3, to try and get all your stuff connected there in your own base. So moving across the map is a high priority for Zergs. We do have 2 command centers being built right now for SeoHeyun, and it looks like he's going to out-expand his Zerg opponent, which is always incredible to see. He's building an engineering bay to block the third of MuRiLa, so he is basically just saying, I want all the bases, you don't get to have any.
And he has effectively done that. We do have double gas coming up, though, for MuRiLa. So wonder what sort of strategy he's going to be going with. Is this going to be that Linux style, very quick, into lots of Mutalisks, maybe a few Mutalisks, and just really concentrate on heavily upgraded Lings and Banelings and take his third safely behind that? It's an interesting proposition, and we'll see where he goes with it, but it is pretty quick tech.
That's true, and this is just a very non-aggressive early game. Players don't really have much familiarity with each other, probably, and SeoHeyun, I'm not even sure how long he's been playing StarCraft 2, so he might just want to play, you know, builds that he learned in Korea.
Where is that Roach Warren? There it is.
Right, behind the mineral line, we've got that Roach Warren coming up for MuRiLa, and I actually do like seeing roaches on this map. You can get just an incredible number of them, actually, on this map. The only thing is MuRiLa already had his third hatchery sort of denied. I don't even know if he's realized it yet, that his third hatch is already blocked by that engineering bay. Yeah, he hasn't even seen that yet. He's going to have a pleasant surprise waiting for him when he gets there.
A pleasant surprise?
Yes.
Or an unpleasant surprise?
Totally pleasant.
I dispute the pleasantness of that surprise.
Very pleasing surprise.
We'll buy it for now. Third orbital command just finishing up now. And wow, 16 Lings with a Baneling Nest right away on 2 bases. We'll see if he plans to just trying to hit hard off of 2 bases, big all in. Looks like he does now realize that the engineering bay is up, so he'll have to destroy that ASAP.
All right, so obviously SeoHeyun didn't finish the engineering base so that when these lings come over, he can actually cancel it at the last moment and save himself some minerals. Let's see if he's quick enough to do it. Yes, of course, gets 94 minerals back. I really like that Blizzard put in the refund amount so that spectators like us can just know how much money he got back. It used to be just a terrible guessing game. He got about 78 minerals. I don't know. I have no idea. I wasn't watching.
That's I didn't care. I wasn't paying attention. 11 roaches on the way. That's a lot. And a staggering amount of lings being produced behind this. So it looks like it is going to be a big roach baneling push here. And this, ladies and gentlemen, could be a very quick game.
I like it. I'm a fan of aggression, and I think this will actually have a lot of success here because SeoHeyun went so greedy, basically, and trying to deny that third base of his opponent while taking 2 of his own. That just seems a little too greedy, and MuRiLa can actually punish him pretty easily with just a large number of roaches and banelings. Here he goes. He's not wasting any time, running straight up there. Might even snag a Hellion kill before he gets up the ramp.
There's a Banshee out on the way with Cloak as well. Already, look at the SUVs being pulled around the bunker for now. Damage is still going to be done, though. Looks like he's just picking off ancillary structures, but he's giving time for SeoHeyun to get up his Banshee now.
Yeah, he needs these lings to come in and actually get in the front of everything so that he can do the real damage with the roaches. And
2 of the banelings that were at the front were actually picked off right away. So here come the roaches now. The banelings are actually running in behind as well. Banshee trying to pick those up, but he's not going to get them quite yet. In fact, he doesn't get almost anything with those.
One more blast. Okay, now he doesn't have any more splash, though.
Exactly.
And they're repairing each other back up. Man, so the dilly-dallying actually may have cost him if he had morphed the banelings in a little bit closer. If he hadn't shown his hand quite as fast, if the banelings were in a little bit better position moving in at the start, he might have been able to do a lot more there. A couple of more banelings would have just totally destroyed all those SCVs and made it really easy for MuRiLa to follow up. But as it is now, he's going to have to fall back on this third base and hope that he can stay alive through SeoHeyun's aggression with the Banshees.
That was kind of a disaster, actually, at the end. The Banshees did finish Cloak. I don't know if there are any Spore Crawlers up quite yet. There are not. Looks like is that actually the first evolution chamber? It is. So this could be a lot of damage done here by the first couple of Banshees that are powering their way out. Another one on the way. Looks like he's already well into his upgrades, though, with that armory on the way. He's hitting pretty close to what Knight was doing last go-around. But looks like it's going to have a little more punch because MuRiLa's not as prepared.
That's right. He just doesn't have the anti-air here available for these Banshees, especially with Cloak. No Overseers. Lair is not quite done yet. I don't know about his Spore coverage, but I can't imagine it's very good just because of the limited time that he's had devoted to it. But Banshees now seeing this third base are going to get 3 drone kills for sure. One volley from each Banshee is enough to kill a drone completely. Nice move, sort of, making the spine crawlers, but it ended up costing more minerals there on the top side and actually on the bottom. But looks like both of the Banshees are now joined by a third Banshee and some Hellions. Why not? They're having an easy time here killing these queens off. Now that there's an Overseer here, though, he doesn't really need to keep Cloak on.
No.
But he's going to kill off 2 queens there.
Yeah, I mean, the DPS is just too high from 3 Banshees. Even with a couple of queens attacking it, it's just not going to be able to go through them. So there we go. All the economy at this base denied once again. That third command center is now down for our Terran player. Looks like they're going after the
not injured one.
Banshee that was in the middle there before the Overseer had caught up. So not really a lot of damage done, and another queen goes down.
Yep, and SeoHeyun actually with these Banshees is buying himself so much time to get his third base operational. He's just making lots of units at home, including tons of Marines. And it looks like some roaches are going to try and go for a counterattack, but I don't know what they're going to be able to do. Even if the Spore Crawler starts rooting now, it's not going to live.
Yeah. Or he can just, he's done his damage. He'll go back home, repair up, and then get things ready to go again.
That works out. I think he could have grabbed another queen kill or that Spore Crawler kill, but that's okay. He's already done a ton of damage as it is. He's up by about 25 supply. And the roaches appear to have done nothing.
That changeling just gets immediately obliterated. Didn't even have time to hit the ground and form into anything before it died. That's a fair number of barracks. 6 of them up. Not a lot of add-ons, though, which I'm a little surprised about. I mean, I do like Terran players that put more emphasis in just making sure their sheer infrastructure is in place. I think a lot of Terran players get caught by not having enough barracks prepared, so when add-ons get destroyed, they don't really have the sheer amount of barracks they need to fall back on and continue reproducing their forces. Oh, God.
All right, so SeoHeyun in his IPTL debut, his IPL debut, really,
yes.
I don't believe we've ever seen him play before.
Trolling a bit.
Making 4 Ghost Academies, because why not?
In the open, he knows he is ridiculously far ahead. Oh, God.
So
well, some nuke play.
MuRiLa, you know, the only things that can survive nuclear winter are roaches and
that's right.
Twinkies.
Yes.
So if MuRiLa just builds some Twinkies now, he's already got some roaches out, so he should be okay after the nuclear fallout happens.
Yeah. I agree with you. That is science, and we'll see if SeoHeyun's going to be able to overcome that fact. And so he has 6 ghosts on the way now. I imagine we're going to see a few nukes created very, very shortly. He's got enough for 2 of them. There's nope, that's cloaking.
This is
and Mobius reactor.
This is kind of interesting because 4 Ghost Academies, I mean, you never build 4 Ghost Academies unless you're getting nukes because there's only 2 Ghost upgrades. So he hasn't started to produce any yet, which is kind of interesting. But you can kind of tell he's a Brood War player because he thinks nukes are really good.
Yes.
And they're kind of not as much in StarCraft 2 as they were in Brood War, because in Brood War, it would kill all kinds of structures, and in StarCraft 2, they've been lightened quite a bit so that they're not just I win buttons if you happen to land a successful nuke. I mean, they can be.
Like, if you hit an army, usually, more than hitting buildings.
If you hit an army or a mineral line dead on, you're getting yourself a huge advantage, but in Brood War, it would just destroy production facilities, and you couldn't do anything about it.
That's a lot of queued up nukes as well.
There we go. 2 nukes, 2 upgrades rolling.
Yep. Okay, so nuclear launch soon to be detected. There's already 9 ghosts on the field, I believe. Yes, with the 10th on the way here in just a moment. So it looks like just infestors, lings being produced, all things that are directly countered by ghosts. So
yeah, that helps. SeoHeyun. But here we go. MuRiLa is actually attacking into the mineral line of that 3rd base. He drops a fungal on, the cloaked Banshees as well, exposing them. So another fungal, keeping them in place. 1 is going to go down. All the ghosts move forward and drop some snipes. I don't know what they hit exactly. Maybe an infestor or 2. I'm not sure if they got away or not. But it looks like 4 of them are still standing. They did actually pretty much clean up the Banshee threat, but now the snipes are going to be going crazy. He's got Cloak on his side. If any Overseers come in, he can just snipe them down incredibly quickly as well. And he is gearing up for some nuke shenanigans. He's got a 3rd one on the way now.
I really hope he hits like a 4 nuke drop directly on top of the hive. That would actually be fantastic.
He would need 4. So.
Yeah, but that'd be awesome.
Yeah. Nope, he's going to spread them out. Oh my goodness, if that were to hit just right away, if it was a fast nuke of some sort.
It looks like he's missing the appropriate one now, though. This nuke just barely going to be able to get out of the way. It does, though. A few Green Tumors killed in the middle. Another nuke going there, another nuke going there, and I just heard another one as well.
I really just want to see it hit an army. There's one on the ramp, but all these drones are going down.
Bye-bye.
Go to the 3rd.
Let's see.
That
one got cleaned up. This one is going to hit.
Oh, it's going to hit some lings. Quite a lot of lings and some roaches and an overlord, but it did not hit those juicy infestors. I really want to see a nuke just hit a ton of infestors.
Kind of feels like the 1812 Overture here.
I made a video. It was a nukes only FFA on Lost Temple.
Yeah.
And I put it to 1812 Overture. And it's the title of the video is Nukes, Nukes, and More Nukes.
Yeah.
And Blizzard featured it on their Facebook and their Twitter. And I posted it on the forums, and it was my first video to ever get over 100,000 views.
That's awesome.
It's just such an obvious thing, right? Because V for Vendetta had the 1812 Overture with all the explosions. I was like, this is perfect. The nuke landings are just timed up with the cannon blasts, and it's just amazing. So if you want to see some early Ask Joshy work, look up Nukes, Nukes, and More Nukes on YouTube.
Oh, God. Okay, so there's 3 nukes coming down at the same time. Just heard a 4th one as well, so that's 1. This is going to be, one of these is going to land before the other.
There's a huge fight happening, actually.
Okay. So that nuke hit nothing.
Yeah.
That's a lot of infestors in the middle of the map. Here's another nuke off to the side as well.
We can't keep up with all the nukes. It's pointless to try. And 89 supply for MuRiLa, and most of it's tied up in these Lings and Infestors. So the more units SeoHeyun keeps shoving toward the middle, the more he's going to thin out MuRiLa's forces. MuRiLa is only creating Lings at this point to go along with those upgrades that he's been doing the entire game. All these ghosts actually still standing. There's a lot of ghosts still standing, sniping things here, and just continuing to move forward.
So this is SeoHeyun's way of just saying, I can literally do anything I want, and I'm going to win this game. Poor Ghost. He's going to get killed eventually. 31 kills on him, though. He served admirably.
Is that what you want to call it?
Yes.
Admirably?
Yes.
I don't know. All right. Adrenal glands are going to be done here soon. MuRiLa at this point, I mean, you've been watching the game. You know as well as I do that it's going to be very, very difficult for him to try and come back here. He's making a wave of 6 roaches now. SeoHeyun actually just not really moving forward with the forces that he has to try and finish the game.
Not really doing things, per se.
He's toying with him.
Yes, he is, actually. Which makes for entertaining games. We have 4 more nukes coming up, so hopefully we'll get another round of those before the game does force to come to a close.
Yeah, I would like to see more nukes. I think that would be fun. Maybe kill that hive like you mentioned earlier. He does have, I mean, the posted force that he has in the middle of the map is so gigantic he could just come through and kill him, but he's having too much fun with the ghosts.
Yes, I can tell.
Too much fun.
This guy, I can tell he's going to be a troll. So, and I'm okay with that. Like that's the good kind of troll because you use lots of nukes. So, all right. Well, MuRiLa now is falling back on just a few more infestors, trying to produce whatever he can at this stage of the game. It is going to be very difficult, as you mentioned before. 4 more nukes did finish up, but not being launched yet. Nice fungal, pinning a lot of units in place.
I mean, MuRiLa obviously doesn't want to just leave the game. He wants to try and come back and win. If SeoHeyun is going to give him all this time to try and reproduce an army, he's going to try his best to do that, but I mean, we see all these little fights here with the fungals and roaches, and ghosts again just running right in. They're going to be able to drop nukes pretty much wherever they want. Let's see if he actually manages to nab some kills here at the 3rd.
That's nuke number 1. That
Overseer.
One's not going to land.
Oh, the Overseer is going to find this one as well, so that one won't land either.
Sad.
He's got enough Overseers now, SeoHeyun. You can kill him.
All right. Well, it's 118 supply difference between our 2 players now. That is rapidly moving up as a lot of units are just obliterated in the middle of the map. There's GG. MuRiLa being a good sport about it, though. He did his job. Of course, he did take a win, but now